7 men who retaliated to violence with more violence have been jailed for a total of over 102 years following multiple shootings in Peckham in 2023. Tyreek Smickle, who's 26, Kai Davis Francis, who's 25, Dwan Corrier, who's 21, Shaquille Marsh, who's 26, Tyrese Quarty, who's 25, Malarkey Francis, who's 21, and Tim Newton, who's 18, appeared at the Central Criminal Court on Friday. The investigation comes part of the Met strategy to tackle firearms and make the capital safer. Met detectives launched an investigation into the group in May 2023 after an escalation of violence in the Peckham area. Officers pieced together the movements of the group, speaking to multiple witnesses and analysing hours worth of phone data and CCTV. Inquiries revealed how in the early hours of Sunday the 7th of May, an acquaintance of Smeekle and Newton was stabbed in Peckham. The pair had visited him in hospital before going to collect a bag containing weapons. The two men then met with the rest of the gang to form a revenge plan for those who had assaulted their friend earlier that day. CCTV showed the group wearing ballys and all splitting up between 3 vehicles, including a stolen moped. Smeekle was carrying a loaded shotgun and ammunition while the others had machetes and knives. The group's 2 vehicles pursued a vehicle before Tyreek Smeekle fired a shotgun through the driver's window. The group then pull alongside another vehicle on a nearby street and fire a second time at a second victim. They continued to chase the car, which crashed and flipped over as it tried to drive away. As the third victim ran off, Tyreek Smeekle chased him into a nearby garden and shot him in the leg at almost point-blank range. Witnesses also later saw the group in possession of a large machete. Thankfully, no one involved received life-threatening injuries. Detective Constable Luke Martinez, who led the investigation, said this group retaliated to violence with more violence, bringing a firearm and other weapons to the streets of London, which could have seriously injured or killed someone. These shootings took place during daylight hours, with one occurring just meters away from a mother and a child. Today's sentencing has taken dangerous individuals off the streets, and I hope it serves as a stark warning to those seeking to threaten the safety of Londoners by brandishing such dangerous weapons. When arresting Tyreek Smeekle, officers found the shotgun and a quantity of Class A drugs, as well as a stab-proof vest, a knife and burner phones. Tyreek Smeekle was convicted of conspiracy to commit GBH, 2 counts of wounding with intent, possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, possession of firearms, and possession with intent to supply Class A drugs. The remaining defendants were convicted of conspiracy to commit GBH. In addition to the conspiracy to commit GBH, Kai Davis Francis and Timothy Newton were convicted of possession with intent to supply Class A drugs. So the sentencings are as follows. Tyreek Smeekle was sentenced to life to serve a minimum term of 17 years and 7 months. You got Kai Davis Francis got 17 years and 6 months. Timothy Newton, you got 9 years and 6 months. Dwayne Corrier got 16 years. Shaquille Marsh got 14 years and 6 months. Tyrese Quarty got 13 years. Malarkey Francis got 14 years and 6 months. Smeekle was also granted an indefinite criminal behaviour order, whilst the others were given criminal behaviour orders with fixed terms. Specialist detectives in the Met continue to pursue criminals who use guns and endanger lives of the others. And early this year, Met Police announced a record low in firearms offences in the last 15 years across London. They said last year alone, 386 illegal firearms were seized across the capital, more than one a day. Said since March 2023, there has been a reduction of 196 firearms offences to 145. In this next story, 3 dealers who used Easter egg boxes to smuggle £10,000 worth of cocaine have been jailed. Dylan Jode, Sasha Ball and Brandon McAllister, who brought large amounts of the Class A drug into Cornwall from Liverpool, were caught following a joint operation between Devon and Cornwall Police and Merseyside Police. Branded Operation Lecker, officers investigated the supply of drugs from Liverpool to Cornwall over the course of a number of months between 2022 and 2023. Officers from both police forces stopped a vehicle linked to the supply of drugs on the M5 in Devon on the 7th of March 2023. Ball and Joel were arrested at the scene, and officers seized multiple items from the car, including Easter eggs boxes with bags of cocaine worth around £10,000. 4 mobile phones, including a burner phone, were also seized from the car, and Ball's home address was searched and more drugs paraphernalia found, including a notebook containing names, weights, and values. McAllister was identified as the controller of the county line and arrested during a warrant as his Merseyside address in May, and officers analysed mobile phone telecoms data, which showed numerous trips between the two counties throughout the conspiracy period, with messages discussing money and managing the supply. Dylan Joad was sentenced to 2 years, suspended for 2 years. Sasha Ball got 4 years and 8 months, and Brandon McAllister got 5 years. Detective Chief Inspector Ian Jolliffe from Devon and Cornwall Police said this operation identified people who held significant roles within a county line drug network and has disrupted the supply and distribution of coke into Cornwall. Officers from the proactive distribution team in Cornwall have been working closely with Merseyside Police to fully investigate this case and bring these offenders to justice. And in this next news story, a whole generation of a family have been put behind bars after police dismantled a drugs line operating in Birmingham. 5 people, including the Fazal brothers, have been convicted for selling coke and heroin through the Faz line. In March 2022, West Midlands police stopped the brothers in a vehicle after a member of the public reported them for being suspected drug dealers. Inside the car, officers found crack, cutting agent, 2 knives, and the mobile phone used for the Faz line. After searching their home in Alum Rock, £8,000 in cash was also seized. Digital forensic experts then downloaded the contents of the phone to find marketing text messages sent out in bulk to customers. The evidence suggested Wahab and Akbar had been operating the drugs line between November 2021 and March 2022. Wahab was charged with being concerned in the supply of Class A drugs. However, a further investigation showed that he reinstated the line the following day. He did this with the assistance of his partner, Shakila Begum, who set up the SIM card ready for use. In April 2022, the police then executed search warrants at the home address of Carl Jamieson. Following intelligence, it was a drug stash location. On entry, the occupants attempted to discard a large bag of Class A drugs from an upstairs window. Officers uncovered thousands of pounds worth of Class A drugs prepared for sale and a makeshift ledger documenting months of activity relating to stored drugs. So, February 2023, police received new intel that Akbar had restated the line whilst awaiting trial, now drug dealing with a third brother, Fazl Ilahi, and another proactive investigation was launched. In February this year, Akbar and Ilahi were arrested and charged with Class A drug supply. Fazl Wahab was jailed for 10 years and 10 months. Fazl Akbar got 13 years. Fazl Ilahi got 6 years. Shakila Begum got 2 years and 6 months. And Jameson received a suspended sentence for 2 years. So guys, there's a number of stories coming out from the streets of the UK. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it